Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to Alex Invest. For those of you who don't know, I'm Alex. I'm a business owner with a degree in economics, and today the markets actually started off this morning at 6:30 a.m. green, right? And then soon thereafter, we actually switched momentum, went right into the red here, and so now we're hanging in that red to mixed level. I went with a mixed color, the yellow, today because I am optimistic. It is the first Monday of the new year, so we had to do something, you know. Anyways, a stock that is doing quite well today and is in the green actually is Orbital Energy Group, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. This is the first time I'm mentioning this company on this channel, and I actually did just recently pick up shares last week. So I actually ended up picking up shares on December 31st at about that $1.9 mark, and that was right after they announced that direct public share offering, right? And I was actually a little bit hesitant to talk about this one because of two reasons. The first one is this one is another very high risk stock here. It has a lot of volatility, you know, a lot of sort of unexplained up and downs here. And that is why we get to the second reason here as well. And that is that I'm actually only holding this one likely for a shorter term. And we'll get into more of those reasons later on when we look at the chart as well, because there's some very interesting things to note there. But I also just wanted to mention quickly, you know, these really high risk stocks, they're not sort of what you want to build your portfolio off of. They're just extras really to sort of give you a boost potentially if these stocks do end up rising a lot, which this one I actually do see big growth to about that $10 mark in quite a short time, and that's why it's a short-term hold for me as well. But it's also high risk. It could go down just as easily here. So, you know, stocks like this one, they aren't substitutes for the NEOs and for the Teslas in your portfolio. You know, don't go and sell NEO to buy OEG here. You do want to have some sort of a range, a mix between large cap, medium cap, and small cap stocks, right? And that's part of good diversification there as well. And it can actually lead to more gains, because if you look at those big cap stocks, you know, generally they don't rise that much. Okay, there's the Teslas, right, that do rise a lot, and NEO as well, you know, so they still can, but you don't see those 300, 400, 500%, you know, that you would see with some of these really small cap stocks, potentially only as well, right? So higher risk, higher reward, yes, but you can also get hurt a lot easier doing this. So that's why I do recommend you have sort of bigger established companies, and then have a few of these penny stocks or small cap stocks which you're able to hopefully make some high returns on. And you know, a great example of this right now is the Very Good Food Company, right? We continue to see downward pressure on this stock. You know, we've risen over 500% in the last 4 months here, right? But recently we've actually seen a drop of 41%. So if you did buy at those highs, hopefully you didn't buy too many shares, first of all, and second of all, it just shows that you can really get burned here. That being said, the Very Good Food Company is still a great company, and I do see a big recovery coming there. Like I told you guys yesterday, I will be picking up more shares today, but I am waiting for that price to sort of hit the floor. All right, so I just wanted to go into a few of the things that Orbital Energy Group does here, and they're essentially a solutions and engineering company that's helping to engineer, install, construct, maintain, and test different systems in different applications in the energy sector. And they actually consist of multiple services or companies here. We have Orbital Gas, we have Orbital Power, we have Orbital Solar, and Orbital Renewables. And these are sort of the four markets of the energy sector that they are working in here. And within those sectors is where they're working on these engineering solutions and providing innovative solutions as well, right? So to give you guys a better idea of what Orbital Energy Group actually does, we'll look at the Orbital Solar Company here specifically. And you can see some of the solar farm projects that they've worked on here already. And their biggest one, of course, is the Bowman plant, which produces 101 megawatts of DC power a year here. And so they don't directly sell solar panels or too much other technology, except they do have their gas PT and VE technology. But for the most part, they are an engineering firm here. The two sort of companies and sections here that I'm most excited for Orbital Energy Group for is that solar power application and of course the renewables application. Those two are the two big ones that I see. You know, they are working in renewable natural gas as well in their orbital gas services and companies. So because they're in that renewable space and they're working on those renewable carbon-free energies, I do see this company set for growth. And that's because the renewable energy sector as a whole has been doing very well for the past year, but really for the past 6 months here. And especially those solar power companies have been doing so well. I mean, let's look at SunPower here for an example for a second, right? This is a stock that I was looking at back when it was only $5 a share. And of course, I did actually buy this one. But unfortunately, I did not hold it for a long term and actually sold it at a loss for about the $4 mark. And now we're at the $25 mark. That represents an over 400% increase in this stock alone, right? And many other solar stocks out there have done extremely well, or as well as SunPower here in 2020. And I could see a similar thing here for OEG, but again, there are some problems with this one for the longer term because of where their stock price has been in the past. And so that's why I see this stock actually going more to only about the $10 mark and then going back down from there. So I will be holding this stock until that point though. And I may just let my profits ride out and take out my initial investment, which is another investing strategy which I often use for those extra quick profits. And I can take sort of my initial investment and put it into a company that might be for the longer term, for example. And you know, OEG is focused on that renewable energy and sort of clean energy solutions here. We can see they even changed their name, right, from CUI to OEG to sort of reflect this renewable energy innovation company that they're trying to become. So in recent news, and like I mentioned when I bought this stock on December 31st, OEG announced a registered direct offering for 5.5 million shares at a purchase price of $1.80. Now, these common shares are going mostly to institutional investors looking to pick up this stock, and the offering is expected to close somewhere around January 5th. And now we can see on December 31st, we did have that dip down, right, to that $1.9 level. But since then, we're up again quite a lot on the stock. But this is something that gets me a little bit more bullish about this stock, actually, because we can see that super nice recovery back up, but also because it's institutional investors that are picking up this stock, which are probably likely looking to hold this stock for a longer term. So that is good, but there is still quite a few things that worry me about this company, and that's what we're going to get into next here. And by doing so, we'll have to look at the chart. All right, so first I just wanted to show you guys the 2-month 1-hour chart here, and there's a couple things I wanted to note. First of all, we can see volume came up again here, right? In this point of consolidation in the middle, the volume came down a bit. But what's very important to note here as well is the insane volatility that we see in this stock. You know, the average daily volatility on this one is about 30% in the last 2 weeks, which is absolutely crazy. And that's why I tell you guys, it's a high risk one. You know, you could easily see a down 30% day and then an up 30% day the day after, you know. So I just switched over to the 5-minute chart here and zoomed into just a few days here, basically a week, so I could show you guys kind of the volatility that we're dealing with here. On the 28th, we're up at the $2.1 mark, and then the 29th, we're at the 1.8, you know. But then the 29th recovers all the way back up to the $2.3 mark. And that is just in one day. And we can see again what's happening here as well. We're seeing a big drop down, and we might just see that come right back up after. But I know you guys just want to know, why is this stock a buy? And this right here pretty much explains to you perfectly why this is a buy right now. We can see since essentially 2009, we've seen huge ups and then huge downs again, you know? And with this huge drop we've had recently, I do see this one set for growth. And the other very important thing to see here is look at the volume right now in 2020, right? End of 2020 compared to the volume in the last 10 years before that. We see there's essentially no volume being traded this entire time, and the stock has still gone up and down like crazy, right? So right here with this huge volume we're seeing, if we see this continue, this price is going to shoot up in the next few months, I think. And you know, if we look at some of the support levels for the past here, back over here, right, we have basically a support which continues to this point at essentially the $1.7 mark, you know, and we are past that point now already, and that is acting as a resistance level right over here, right? But we've already gone through that resistance level, and that's another reason why I think we could see this actually continuing upwards. I wouldn't recommend making this a large portion of your portfolio, and in fact making it actually a very small portion of your portfolio, with quick gains that you can get from this stock hopefully in the next few months, in sort of that first half of 2021, right? With this solar and renewable energy craze that's going on. But again, because of this insane volatility, I can't see myself holding this one for a very long term. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for the video today. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, as always, please like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.